Hello, everybody. It's us here at Retro Engine Duo doing another episode of Red Talks. Red Talks. This is our podcast, personal podcast.
This is personal for us.
Well, we were personal last time.
We're going to make it personal.
Oh, wow. But we do have a lot to discuss today. Holy crap. It is episode 11, as you can see there. And it's especially in a new font because that is a Mortal Kombat font. Because we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 1 today.
Mortal Kombat 1.
1. Yeah. Particularly because you know what's going on if you've been seeing in the news. Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch. We'll get to that soon. But how are you doing? What's been going on? What have you been playing? Anything?
What have I played? Okay, I went to an arcade for the first time.
First time?
Let me finish my sentence. I went to an arcade for the first time in probably 6 months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like a modern arcade, you know, that has the ticket dispensers and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like a Dave & Buster's?
Kind of. And for the first time, I actually played one of the new Mario Kart arcade games.
I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, well, the Mario Kart arcade thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
I think it was like based on like 8. In terms
it
of how it looks.
absolutely based on 8. And I did not like it whatsoever.
No, really?
No, I mean, I did not.
Just wasn't as fun?
No, I mean, it's like everything is so rushed. You're like, hurry up. Oh my God, how do we get all these people to go and coordinate to pick the right track and the right stuff and all at the same time that it loses its fun and just makes you anxious?
That's like sitting in like the big 4-player like Daytona USA. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I used to remember doing that.
Like,
But
hurry up, pick this track.
Oh, that music. Daytona.
Daytona, let's go away. Daytona.
You sound like you recorded it yourself.
That's such a cool track. I don't care what anybody says.
That's one of the things I remember from
that
being
music.
younger, is walking into an arcade and hearing that. Like,
Yep,
yes!
yep. The attraction like thing going off as far as in the distance.
The attract sound.
The attract sound, yeah.
But
and
yeah.
that's that song.
But, you know, like, usually when I go to arcades, I tend to stick to things that I can do with other people. Like skee ball and air hockey and things like that.
Stuff that's a little more physical, like instead of like doing controls.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on the arcade. If you go to a modern one where you get tickets and you can go spend, you know, $25 to get a piece of Laffy Taffy, then, yeah, I like things where you can sit there or stand there and interact with players.
I like playing the Deal No Deal, even though that show, I don't think that show's still running.
I think they're showing off there in like 2008.
Yeah, like they still have that arcade game usually in like Dave & Buster's and things like that.
I had that game on a DVD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that. Like I remember like they were like you go to Walmart and you pick up like DVD game and you're just using your remote and you're just picking things with your
that's
remote.
what it was. You use a remote. And I don't know whatever happened to it.
I kind of want to play it now.
I mean, it worked properly.
I mean, it's perfect for that kind of game, like that, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, whatever, you know, that sort of those sort of things.
It's like pretty much you would pick a case or I guess that's what they're called.
Yeah, they're literally cases, like
and
as far as briefcases.
I guess it would pretty much go to like a predetermined chapter. You know, trying to think about how it actually functioned.
It might actually roll through like random like options.
I guess.
I think that's what it does. Like it just kind of runs through. Like I don't know,
but
that's my guess.
Anyway, but yeah. So this was a little semi-vacation that I went on, and like I said, I stuck to mostly skee ball and air hockey, and I usually do that at modern arcades like Dave & Buster's or local things. But if I go to something that has like a lot of retro stuff, in pinball machines, of course, I'm always like, oh, here's Turtles in Time, here's Mortal Kombat 2. That's what I'm going after.
Yeah, I usually look like our local. I'd say local because it's a little bit closer for us. At least for me, is the Basement.
The Basement, yeah.
It's called the Basement. It's in Concord, North Carolina. If you guys ever want to check it out,
Really cool place. Actually,
it's a cool bar arcade. And it's a smaller place than some of the other ones we've been to. But it still has plenty of things to do. I love getting in like Crazy Taxi because I know they have it. And
I think this place has maybe 25 or 30 arcade machines and about
it has a
10
lot
or
of pinball.
15 pinball machines.
Yeah. They always switch out the pinball machines, which is awesome. So like you get something new coming in I mean, a lot of them are like now for some reason, like a lot of them are the band ones, like as far as the music ones, which is cool. I love that. Like I
Yeah.
love like the Led Zeppelin and the Foo Fighters and Iron Maiden and all these different bands like getting their own pinball machines that are new. But I do love like the Ghostbusters pinball machine
Okay.
and like
Favorite
all
pinball
that.
machine. I know what mine is. I have two. I have a
Oh.
classic one. I say classic in terms of like it's made in the early '90s, just 30 years old. But I have a modern one that I really really like too.
If as far as classic ones, if I really had to pick,
Let's see if you pick one I do. What I'm thinking.
it might not, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the same one.
Probably not.
I really like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay, that is a fun one.
It's a hard one, but it's a really
It's
fun
a really
one.
fun one. My favorite is around the same time. Addams Family.
Oh, the Addams Family
Addams
was
Family was
great.
fucking great.
It would
I
be
know.
definitely my one of my top 5.
My other favorite, which is new, and I think it was actually you that went with us the time we stood there and tried for a good hour to try to get this to work, but
Oh, I know which one you're
Yeah,
about to say.
Jurassic Park.
Yes, Jurassic Park.
try to get the T-Rex.
It was
to
the
come
new
out.
one. Like it
It
was
was
the
the new
newer
one, yes,
one.
it was the new
Yeah. And then like the Ghostbusters, like I said, the Ghostbusters one from the same company. I think is it Gottlieb or
No.
who's making those new ones?
I know jack shit about arcade machine companies.
I mean, obviously there's like the big ones in the past, like Williams and
Honestly, don't quote me. I think Jurassic Park's a Stern pinball
Stern.
machine.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's who I'm thinking of. Is Stern actually, not Gottlieb. I think Gottlieb was like the classic machines more so.
Some of them are.
Stern is the one I'm thinking of that does more modern stuff
Bally.
now. And well, Bally used to do a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Especially like the older ones with
The
like
70s ones had
like-
little.
what is the screen like the vector screen, like the vector like numbers and stuff. There used to be a name for that. I'm sorry. I am terrible at this already in my history.
Everyone's gonna judge you.
Yeah, everyone's gonna judge
You're gonna
me.
judge your pinball knowledge. If you don't like Julian's pinball knowledge, leave a comment.
Which we got some good feedback for the stories we told last week
Did
or
we?
last time.
People say things.
Yeah. We actually got some comments.
Thank you, all 4 of you.
Yeah. But
Did you know who these people were?
Yes. Yes, I did. But we encourage you to definitely leave comments below, especially if you're watching the YouTube version as far as video-wise. If you're seeing us sitting right here, audio people, we love you to death too. We love the fact that you listen. We hope that you'll come and check out the YouTube version because we do have
your
exclusive segments,
Exclusive segments.
which we're going to do
for audio
one.
people?
We're going to do one. No, we're going to do one
Ugh.
for the YouTube version, obviously. We do those only on the YouTube version as far as the video version.
We need to do something special for the people that only
listen to
audibly.
audio.
And I think what we should do is just scream for like 5
What,
minutes straight.
ASMR? Like
Yeah,
game
just like scratch things
No,
and scream.
they would
and we
hate
only
that.
put that on the audio version.
No, they would hate that. That'd be like
Did it
trying-
give you more of a reason to go to YouTube?
we just tell them constantly, and this wouldn't be in the YouTube version. It'd be like, come watch the YouTube version.
But we have
Like-
to do it in reverse.
Like-
it,
I'm sure this sounds very weird to you, audio people. You know, us doing this.
it sounds very weird to us, and we're sitting here and doing it in person.
But yes, make sure you come to the YouTube channel, which is Retro Engine Duo. Very easy to find.
We're the only ones, thank God, for now.
Yep, and come like and subscribe
Ring
to the
that
channel.
bell.
Ring the bell to get
Leave
notified.
comments.
Yep.
Tell Julian how much you love his bald head.
Yes, I'm not wearing my hat today.
I know, it's kind of strange.
I know. It's
I
a
like
little
your
strange.
hat.
I like my alien shirt though. It's freaking
I'm wearing
awesome.
like a gray shirt.
The only thing is it doesn't have a Xeno on it. It just has the cast and
You don't always have to
Like-
have a xenomorph on there.
No, you don't have to have it. Like
You don't
it's
have to
just
have
still
anything.
cool. Still cool. I'm rocking it.
So what did you get into? What have you played lately? I don't want to talk about me and my arcade.
You know what I've been
Trip.
playing?
No.
Fucking Starfield.
I should have figured. Yes.
Starfield is my new obsession. I am playing the hell out of it. I have now 20 hours on Steam in this game.
Man, those are rookie numbers.
I know, but I have
Those
to
are
work. I have
rookie numbers.
responsibilities. Okay,
People can do that shit in a day.
they can if they really want to, but
That sounds
I
like
am
a challenge.
I am having a blast despite the reviews that say it's mediocre. I'm having a blast.
I want to play it.
It's fun. It's really fun.
I think the
And,
reason I haven't played it is because I haven't felt like downloading it.
well, it's $70 too.
Shit, that's another reason I haven't
Yeah,
played it.
the standard is 70.
Considering my car repairs were
Yeah.
$1,400.
Ooh.
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 So yeah,
I can definitely say I highly recommend it. If you like Skyrim or Oblivion or Fallout, you'll enjoy Starfield.
Starfield. You heard it from the man himself.
I actually did explore. This is not a spoiler or anything. This is all side stuff. Like, this is not even this part of the story. Because I haven't even started the main storyline.
You haven't started the storyline yet?
I started, obviously, the beginning.
You're like one of these guys that's going around and doing all the side quests and
I
rank
am.
up. And that way you can just, like, beat the bosses like it's nothing. I've seen those memes, sir.
I do have some really good weapons now. And, like, obviously, the first part of the game you have to do when you get the ship and they take you to the main sort of city that you meet what's called Constellation, as far as the people that you join up with to explore. I haven't started their missions yet. I literally left the building, went into my starship, and went...
What did you do? I liked it better the first time.
It sounded better the first time.
Yeah.
I hope that came through pretty clear for you audio people.
You're the ASMR people out there, like,
Yeah, they're like,
I like the first one better.
Yeah,
I did too.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can visit our solar system. And of course, this is set in the future, so things have happened. So I went to Earth, and I wanted to see what happened. You know, Earth in Starfield is a barren rock. Like, there's no water, like, whatsoever. And you kind of find out what kind of happened to us.
Asteroid?
It's kind of like hinting at meteorite. Like,
Okay.
like I went to, like, apparently, and this is something where I found this out on a video. I didn't see it myself. But if you go to where New York City was,
Yeah.
like, because you can set your landing anywhere on the planet.
Okay.
If you go near where New York City was, you actually will see the Empire State Building still sitting there. But it's always in shambles and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But I went to, like, towards, like, the North Pole. Like,
Did you see Santa Claus?
no, there's no
Jeez.
Santa.
Shh. Hush your face.
But you find, like, storm meteorite, like, leftover stuff, like craters and things like that. And it's like, oh, fuck, we got annihilated. But you can go to the moon as well. And it's pretty neat because the moon landing is still there. Like, the piece of the moon landing, as far as from the 60s, like...
Apollo 11?
Yeah,
Okay,
Neil Armstrong and all that. He's not there, but the leftover, like, ship that they came down on to land on the moon.
Did you know that when he passed away, they actually launched his body into space?
Really?
No, I made that up.
Oh, shit. That wouldn't be surprised, though. But, yeah, I actually found, like, the American flag that they stuck there, like, still there.
Really? Okay,
Yeah, it
that's
was
kinda
all
cool.
tattered and everything, but it was there. And it was neat. It was
Yeah.
neat to see that. Like, so, Starfield, yeah, I'm having a
Starfield.
blast.
Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I bought a new ship, too.
Oh, fuck.
I'm happy. I'm really happy. You get to paint your own ship and everything,
Can you
too.
paint it like graffiti?
I painted it like purple and black. It was pretty cool.
What'd you name it?
I can't name it, sadly. I was
bullshit
hoping
is
that you
that?
could, but you can't. That's a
Well, you
That's a
should name it
negative.
yourself.
I want to
That
name
way
it
only
myself. Yeah,
You should name it.
Serenity.
No, I was thinking, no. No Firefly bullshit.
Oh, come on.
You should name it Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Just
Jonathan
Taylor?
Taylor Thomas.
Oh, so JT2.
JTT, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Starfield, highly recommend. I'm playing it on PC. I have no issues with PC. It's really, there's maybe like a couple glitches here and there that I've seen, mainly from UI as far as like menu stuff, but that's it. Like, I have had no problems. And I'm running an RTX 2060, so I'm a couple of generations behind.
You're an old man.
So yeah, and I've got it on ultra settings, so I'm good.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Glad you're liking it.
I am.
Glad you're liking it, sir.
So you, are you playing anything as far as at home?
Uh-uh.
I mean, I know you were working with Beam a little bit. A little bit of Beam, a little bit of stuff here and there. Because I know you're trying to expand your PC horizons a little bit.
I have been a very bad gamer. Honestly, the only thing I've even played at home in a few weeks is
Ooh.
Sonic on Game Gear.
Hey, Sonic on Game Gear is good.
But still, I mean, it's like, oh, this is fun. I'm in the second part of, Green Hill Zone. I'm stopping. Second act of Green Hill Zone. I'm like, nope, too much. Stop.
So this comes with the thing we bought during our thrift shopping. So that video is coming soon, by the way. As far as get to see what he bought, you know, and all that. So we'll get that out pretty soon. I'm working on it diligently. So
Yep, and we have another video, a big video, coming out hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
you're working hard on that one.
Trying to. I know I am excited. This one has
This
been...
was good.
It has been almost a year in the making.
Yeah, yeah. It's because
Mostly
we've been
because we're lazy.
well, and we're also trying to keep up with this and do
Yeah,
other stuff too.
Other things have taken precedent.
A little bit, yeah.
But this is in the vein of our hyperscan video.
Yeah.
But we're going to the opposite direction. Instead of, what the fuck is it? Why does it suck? Wait a minute, what is this?
And
Over
why is
to-
it cool?
Yeah, and we never did come up with a name for the segment.
Well, I
But,
mean, we'll
you
get
know,
there.
it's,
You'll see it when it comes out.
But it is very, very, very informative. I wound up taking 45 minutes of voiceover and scaling that down to about 17.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
I appreciate that. And I think I'm also going to cut some more out
Oh yeah,
just to make it flow
Got
a
a
little
little
better.
flow.
You're welcome in advance.
a little flow, little flow.
But we do have this book ended with our brand of humor.
Yep,
So
which is goofy as hell.
it's goofy as fuck. Yeah, and it's just, I hope you enjoy it. I'm excited about it. That will probably, hopefully, come out about the same time as our next podcast is recorded. So within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be another big one. But we have another, 4 or 5 of these things written. And they're bad.
They're so bad. Power
So
Glove bad.
We need to do a Power Glove video.
Yeah, we really do.
Damn, what are we thinking? What is wrong with us?
I know we've have ideas in the pipeline as far as like
Have we said anything about the Power Glove?
no, we've never done anything about the Power Glove.
What the fuck?
I'm surprised.
We're
we're bad
failures.
gamers.
We're bad gamers.
Bad retro gamers. But anyways, now for you audio people, unfortunately, this is where we get to do our exclusive segments for
Yep.
YouTube.
And we will come back and do your 5 minutes of ASMR noises and scratches
we
and
won't.
screams.
No, we won't.
We're not?
Don't do that. It'll
I'm
make
sorry.
them run.
Guys. It's been vetoed.
It'll make them run. But anyways, for you guys on the YouTube, stick around. We're going to be doing the retro game treasures. He's finally got another one.
Is it? Well, I've had a couple since
Well,
last time
yeah.
I did this.
Yeah, still, but
is
the
it
newest
worth
one.
it? Is it worth it?
So now we're going to be doing retro game treasures. Josh's, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Do you want to pull up price charting or anything like that?
Yeah.
I mean, all right. Actually, as I tend to do, I can't wait for you to get here before I open these things. I have everything in price charting already. If you just want to pull up your calculator, that way we can do it faster. Okay, retro game treasure.
treasures.
So,
Is it worth it?
is it worth it? So, if you are just joining us, what this is a monthly subscription box, where they send you 3 or 4 games.
Usually, it's
Usually-
maybe an accessory, maybe something else.
You
in
really
general.
don't know what
Yeah.
you're going to get with it, which is kind of the fun.
That's kind of the cool part
You
about
can
it.
actually go in to our games at retrogametreasure.com and send them an email, retrogametreasure.com, to pretty much pick your subscription. But you can pretty much pick whatever it is you want in terms of systems, and they will send you games for it. I pretty much have everything on here, so I really have no idea what it is I'm going to get.
Yeah.
No idea. It can be anything from Atari all the way up to PS4 and everything in between.
So,
I-
I mean, you've had Japanese, you've had American, you've had European. I think you've got a couple of European here. and
I do
there.
have a couple European.
I think it's one of the Metal Gear ones you got European wise.
Substance.
Yeah, Substance
Yeah,
for 3.
But yeah, I really have no idea what I'm going to have or what I'm going to get from this, because like I have so many systems that it's a complete surprise. So with that going on, there is a goal that we try to hit each month. I would usually like to be around $30.
Yeah.
And the box is between $35 and $40. So we think with $30 being our main goal in terms of game value, that will cover the price of the games and the shipping.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it does come in a cool little box. Looks like a chest from Link to the Past.
I think they've added the Space Invaders thing onto it now.
Maybe.
I don't think that was there before.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's kind of neat.
But let's see what we have this time and see if I wasted my money or see if I come out on top.
I am ready with price charting, which is our current search engine that will basically tell us the current value based on eBay sold.
I have price charting already up with the games already here.
Oh, okay.
If you want to pull up a calculator.
Yeah, I'll pull up the calculator.
Okay, so we are going to start with a Mega Drive game, a Japanese Mega Drive game
Yes.
called Populous.
Populous.
Populous. It won't.
Yeah,
it's not going to focus.
I will make
automatically.
sure that these guys see it right here on the screen.
Right here.
Yeah.
But a Mega Drive game, Japanese Mega Drive called Populous.
Populous.
Populous is loose, and it is $4.09 according to current market pricing.
$4.09 is where we're at.
Okay, we're going to go from there to a Sega Game Gear game.
More Sega Game Gear. They really are catering to you on the Game Gear.
They
lately.
really are. I mean, like
they give you a boxed
one
one recently. Or no, it
I
wasn't
have
a
gotten
one.
a boxed one. I've gotten a steel.
But the last
before.
one was Power Rangers, and it wasn't boxed.
No. So for Sega Game Gear, Mortal Kombat 2.
Ho ho ho!
So that's a good
It's
one.
kind of ironic, that we're about to be talking about
That
Mortal
is
Kombat.
great.
so-
But yeah, this came in today.
Oh, great! And this is actually a better version for the handhelds.
Yeah, it looks
between
good.
Game Boy and Game Gear. And,
I mean, it is a 30-year-old game, but it does have a little bit of frame rate issues.
yeah, I mean, I think they all didn't run it smooth.
But it's running on Master System hardware. What do you expect
Yeah.
on a handheld?
Yeah.
This one is $10.57.
57.
57
Okay.
cents. $10.57.
We are now up to 1466.
So we have 2 games left to go. So let's start with this one. So I've talked about my racing game background a lot. Back when I was in middle school, I had this game.
I looked over and saw what it was, and I remember playing this game.
I had this game, and me and one of my friends, what we would always do like a 100-lap race, take the memory card and save it, then give the memory card and the game to the next person, and then
wow.
they would do a 100-lap race and then save it, and we'll keep trading until we did an entire season. On NASCAR 98
for the original PlayStation.
for the PlayStation 1.
I did play this one and 99
Yep.
as far as
I think I
NASCAR
had
99.
over there already.
I want to say you did.
So, and yeah, probably do. But yeah, NASCAR 98.
Yeah,
for the
98. I remember
original
that.
PlayStation.
And
so-
where does it sit as far as it's complete?
Not much at all. Take a guess.
I didn't think so. I would think $5.
You're almost, no pun intended, on the money. $5.19.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because it was a very super common, not rare.
No, it's not rare at all,
You know.
but it was fun. It gave, like, when I saw it, I'm like, this gave me good memories.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So it's got some nostalgia value this
a
time
lot
around.
of it. Let me put these back in here. I have one more left.
One more.
These are no particular order. I didn't really have one that was better than the rest.
And to update you guys, we're at $19.85.
So this one, like I said, none of them are better than the other. Where sometimes I get one like, wow, this is the great grand
Wow!
thing. But I have Casino
Casino.
for Atari 2600.
Loose cart. No,
Yeah.
no box or anything.
No, $6.57.
All right. So we've come close,
Close, but
but no cigar.
nope, no cigar on this one. It's more like a.
Is $26.42 is the value this time around. Womp womp womp.
Bum, 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 bum.
Brr.
So I guess it's what $3
I guess-
$3.58 shy.
I guess to make up for how good they like the last time we did this, because the last time
was
they
around
gave you
40.
Like they gave you South Park, which was like $24, like
Yeah.
in value, like almost 25, and that ended up being like $43, like
Yeah,
in
it was
the
a good one last
value.
time.
Like
So, I mean, I highly recommend it. Of course, we're not sponsored in any way because we have 4 viewers. But, I really do recommend this, and you can choose what systems you get games for. So if you collect for Nintendo 64, you get Nintendo 64 games. You
Yeah.
can just pick.
they won't give you a system that you don't want. And I think you can actually list games that like don't ever send me this.
Yeah, and they have a list of no games, like games they will never give out. And you will like this. Guess what game is on that list?
Shaq Fu.
100% yes. You are exactly right. Shaq Fu
I want it,
is
though.
on that.
They can send it to me.
I have it. You want to play it?
I don't want to play it. I
have-
just want to have it just
I
so I
think
can torture other people with
I think
it.
I have Shaq Fu complete in the box.
I feel like it's a great torture method.
you just wait. Next time I have a party, I'm going to bring that out and make you play it.
Hey, you've done that before, and I've
remember-
totally played it.
Remember we played it and it locked up the
Yeah,
Super Nintendo?
and we were
just
like,
locked
"Wow,
up.
this thing is like we did it during a live stream." Is
it just
what
locked up.
happened? Yeah, just as a joke, and it locked up.
Yeah, even the Super Nintendo was like, "Fuck
Fuck
you!
this!" Like, yeah,
I'm done with your shit."
it's a terrible game.
So yeah, that concludes our retro game treasure segment. Not quite what we wanted it to be this time. It was $3.52 shy or some odd.
Something like that. Yeah,
So maybe next time, but it wasn't too bad. It usually equals about what we want.
yeah.
So,
So at least it wasn't like less than that. Like,
No.
because it could have been if they really wanted to be.
yeah, I mean, if I were to wind up with like $10, $15 in games, I would be pissed.
Because you've spent that as much as you have.
Yeah. I mean, it is $40 a month.
But all right, audio people, you are back with us.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, you did. There it is.
That's you got to do like a little explosion.
Boom.
Like we
Michael
just show
Bay.
up. No, like the Wicked Witch of the West when she
Oh yeah.
You know, it
Like,
shows
poof,
up
smoke. Yeah.
fire. She got burned real bad when she did that.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that makeup was like flammable.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this is what, like 1939. Yeah.
It's old as fuck.
38 when they filmed it.
She's
Probably.
really old now.
She's probably dead.
She's absolutely dead.
Duh. But anyways, yeah, we just did our retro game treasures. As far as for you audio people, we just did that, and so come to the YouTube channel, watch the full video podcast because that's where it'll be if you want to see it.
Yep.
As far as what he got this month for retro game treasures, and see if it's worth it.
Yeah, and then at the end of our audio clip, we will have the ASMR screams and scratches for you audio people exclusively.
Oh my god, we're gonna kill them. I'm just gonna kill them from ever listening to us ever again.
And the thing is, people are going to be waiting to the end of the podcast, like, where are my screams and scratches?
Well, speaking of screams and scratches coming from the internet,
Oh man, that
this
was
is a great, yeah.
that
This
was
is
a
this
great
is the best
segue.
way to segue.
That
We're going
was
straight
the-
into our news because man, did we hit the motherload of news today as Unity.
Unity.
The Unity engine
Unity
is fucking things up.
they are not really unifying people with these choices.
It is bright.
Dude, that segue was awesome. I'm proud of you. for
Yeah,
that
thank
one.
you.
You're-
I guess I should just go to here. Like
well, no, let's explain what's going on. Then we'll jump into that.
I'm gonna put it back on like a darker screen.
Yeah, it's
'cause
very
it looks
bright.
really
It hurts
bright.
my
Oh.
eyeballs.
Okay. Anyways, so Unity is a software as far as a developer engine for video games and whatnot that a lot of indie devs use, as compared to the big boys, which is like Unreal Engine and of course any other studio like Capcom makes their own engines, which is the RE engine that they're currently using, but that's their in-house engine. They make that themselves.
Yeah.
But otherwise, all these other developers, whether big or small, will use stuff that is provided for them. And Unity is one of the biggest ones for indie and small devs.
Even some big devs. We'll
Yes,
go over the
we'll
list
go over
in
the
a
list.
second, and you'll be like, shit, I know this game.
Yep.
Shit, I know that game.
Yep.
So that just kind of makes the news a little that much more upsetting.
So let's bring up the actual piece of news of what's going on and go to the rundown of what they've been doing.
Okay, the video game industry is in an uproar over
Uproar.
a software pricing change. This is from NPR.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good source. And I had a chance to go over this with Josh because he was unaware of what was going on at the
I
time.
don't do anything. I just go to work and come home.
So I filled him in on the stuff that was happening with this company and why people were so upset.
Yep. And so I'm just going to start here. Unity is a software company that makes Unity Engine, a suite of video game development tools. Massively popular video games across all platforms are made with Unity Engine. Mm-hmm. Games like Among Us,
That's a big one.
Cult of the Lamb,
That's another big one.
Genshin Impact,
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Go.
It's probably the biggest one.
Yeah, if you don't really play games and you casually play Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
that is made with Unity.
Yeah. And Pokemon Go, we're going to touch on in just a minute in terms of like how all this stuff works in terms of downloads and number of downloads. So we'll touch base on that in a minute. But Unity currently charges game developers a flat yearly rate to use their tools. But last week, the company announced a new pricing model that would charge developers a fee every time someone downloaded their game. This change was announced to roll out on January 1st, 2024.
Ooh. And let's just say, as soon as the word got out around the internet, man, everybody was pissed.
Pissed.
Yeah, as far as developers, especially, even the big Among Us developer definitely chimed in as far as saying, "What the fuck?"
Stop it,
which
WTF.
Yeah, Innersloth is the company that makes Among Us, which is a hugely popular game that was made with Unity engine, and they said exactly what you said. Stop it. What the fuck?
Yes.
And even Massive Monster, who make Cult of the Lamb, which is a big popular game across multiple platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, which I know because Kyle plays it.
Zarbosa, for those of you that actually goes back
Who
and
go back
watches
for-
our old streams.
Said, quit being stinky, Unity.
That's
That's what it says.
that's very-
Quit being stinky,
I kinda
Unity.
like it.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Stop the stink.
So, what is the big deal with this?
What's the big dill pickle with this?
Yep.
Where should I go on this?
Go down. Okay, so why is this a big deal? In terms of, you want to pull up the note that we have?
Yeah,
That way I can
I got it
actually
right here.
quote. Okay, there it is. So, what they would usually have are yearly subscriptions.
Yep.
If you were doing it for you by yourself at home, didn't cost anything.
Yeah.
The personal plan is free for your house. If you have, let me see, the Plus plan, it is $400 a year for Plus, $399. $1,800 a person per year for Unity Pro, and $4,000 per month per 20 licenses for the Enterprise plan.
So if you had a small development company that had about 20 employees, you would pay $4,000 a month if you were on the enterprise plan, which is probably where some of these devs were at the time, at least until like somebody like Among Us, who probably grew and grew and grew, higher than that. So they're probably paying even more at this time. But now with this new, what's called the runtime fee, it's really going to shake things up if they actually go through with this.
Something I was looking at this kind of stuff, and like the plans aren't that expensive, and so like with a company like Unity that has Pokemon Go and things like that, I mean, 500 million downloads?
It was massive as far as like it was. I think like overall lifetime downloads.
Yeah, it was
for
around
Pokemon Go was
500
over.
million.
It was a billion
Was
of
it
downloads
a billion?
over lifetime. Like since the
Jesus
game was launched in
Christ.
2016. Now Among Us, it was 530 million as far as lifetime wise.
Jesus. Okay, but yeah,
So-
it's one of these type of things. I can understand to keep things going, they would need a rate increase of some sort. Like I have a purchased non-pirated version of Creative Cloud from Adobe. We actually legit pay for, and it is actually more expensive than the Plus plan for us.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I mean, is actually another third of that. But that is what it is. You get a lot of stuff for it. And so what their prices were before, I can understand needing an increase. But
Yeah, because we definitely heard as far as news that the Unity, I think, had like a big deficit of like billions of dollars or something like that, as far as because it was like as far as for people using their stuff in general. But so they're trying to roll this out, and then everybody just went on the fucking fritz, like, and it was a huge uproar, and basically Unity has had to slightly backpedal a little bit. We'll get into that for sure. I'm going to have things up here as far as for you guys to see, so that you guys can see what they said in response to all this. So let's go over what the pricing model is, okay? So as far as the new pricing model would be with this new runtime fee. Runtime fee.
so now one thing I'm not quite sure on, and I really don't.
Yeah, I'm a
what to
little
say,
confused too.
Is this in addition to the rates that we talked about a second ago?
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, are these tiers, yearly fees included on this new plan, like
Yeah.
this new, like, or is runtime fee going to be replacing that entirely? Which it sounds like that's what it is.
I don't know. I'm not.
That's
gonna
what
s-
it sounds.
I don't
like.
want to
I don't want
assume
say
anything
yeah.
because we will be wrong. But
I'm gonna check because we actually are on the blog post for Unity where they went over this. So as soon as January 1st, 2024 rolls around, they're still going to offer Unity Personal to anyone, regardless of how much revenue they make, to provide more flexibility in how creators manage their licenses. Now, note, this has already had an editor's note applied after the backlash started really coming in. So
Yep.
some of this wording might have been changed, and we don't know. So once a game passes the revenue and install thresholds, which we will get into the numbers there. The numbers. Sorry. James A. Janice, we love you. Sorry. That's what I was thinking of as far as dead meat. Sorry.
thank you.
Uh,
Crack yourself up. Dude.
yeah, I did.
It's
I did.
crazy.
And you're over there like,
Oh my God, of all things to laugh
Yeah.
about. Come on.
the studio would pay a small flat fee for each install. And so I think the yearly thing is going away. I think this is where,
It's-
that's why
it's
it's at January 1st.
It is a safe assumption, but it is still an assumption until we know more information. I
Yeah.
don't want to say yes or no because we're not sure.
Okay. So continuing on Unity's blog, this actually to adjust for scale, Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise subscribers will be eligible for volume discounts that rapidly reduce their per install cost of the Unity runtime fee.
Per their blog, this is their words.
This is their words.
Yeah,
This is what they wrote.
Yeah,
This is not some news site that we're taking from. This is straight from
yeah.
Unity's
So I mean,
blog.
it sounds very like rapidly reduce the per install cost. No, this is their wording. We don't want to make it sound like it is a news source. We don't want to make it sound like we are.
The ones reporting on this.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Verbatim.
the way they are wording it because they make it sound like it's nowhere near as bad as it is.
Yeah. So finally, we structured our fees so that they take into account the variability of game monetization between more established regions like North America and Europe versus emerging gaming regions such as India. So that's a little more in depth, way out there in the range that we don't want to get into. So this is the breakdown of the pricing, and I will put a picture of this on the screen here.
Yep, it's going to be a bit boring, but here you go.
This is how this is going down. So, the runtime fee schedule. Now, the fee applies to new installs beginning January 1st of next year, and they will be
2024.
billed monthly, according to what it says. So, if your revenue threshold in the last 12 months made you $200,000 on personal or plus, and you got 200,000 installs, they have to both be applied for this fee to come in.
Yep.
Then, now this is where it gets a little tricky in terms of trying to figure this out. It's like 20 cents per install.
Yeah.
And that's new installs per month on the list here, which we'll have here on the screen.
So basically, if you make a game, you have $200,000 in revenue and or 200,000 downloads. So if you have your game for free and you make 200,000 downloads, this still applies to you.
It needs to actually be both. It says both revenue and install has
Okay.
to, in order for it to apply, in order for them
so
to pay.
if it's a free game, they won't pay that? Is that the way it works?
If they made $200,000 in revenue and got 200,000 installs, then this runtime fee is affecting them.
Okay.
So if they're on Unity Personal and Plus.
Okay.
So if they do reach that level, then it seems like it's going to be 20 cents per install.
Yeah.
So now it does say at the bottom here, emerging market rate, if thresholds are met, it's 2 cents per install for Personal and Plus. And that's like every single time somebody downloads the game, like one person is 2 cents.
I don't
You see that? Like, as far as at the bottom
Yeah,
here?
this is
The little wording's a little weird.
this
you
is
know?
legal jargon, man.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on here that, that we don't understand because we're not developers. But I know this is something where, going from a flat rate to suddenly having to pay for every single fucking install.
Yeah.
This is why people are in uproar.
Yeah, especially whenever small indie developers use this. I mean, you have something like Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has always been a free software to download. Like we can download it right now, and what costs us a dime. But I think once we, make $1 million?
It makes $1 million. Yeah, I have it right here.
Once you make $1 million in sales using something you developed in Unreal Engine, you get charged 5%.
Yep, and that's Once your product's lifetime gross exceeds $1 million, this fee is due each quarter as long as the game or application remains for sale. They get a 5% royalty fee for once it reaches $1 million, and that's in Unreal Engine.
As long as it makes more than $10,000 in 3 months,
and they'll keep getting. The fee is due each quarter as long as the game remains on sale and generates more than $10,000. So if you're a big company, that's fine. That's probably fine for them. And of course, big companies can get custom licenses. They can get discounts.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it.
Now, what I will say though, but 5% over. Okay, I'm looking at this graph here. So if you have the Unity Enterprise license and you happen to sell a game that has over 1,000,001 installations, that is 1 cent per installation.
And that's new installs per month.
Yeah. So 1 cent versus 5%, that is a 500% difference.
Yeah. That's a big chunk of money.
That is a huge amount of money. Now, usually when it comes to Unreal Engine, you have things out there that are usually big developers. Usually. Now, there are some indie stuff out there like Unrecord. Things like that are like, wow, this is great. So you can prepare for it. But this is just being dropped on people.
Hey guys, it's Julian from Retro Engine Duo here. Just wanted to give you an update. Since the recording of this podcast, things have changed, especially with the Unity Engine runtime fee policy. As you can see on the screen here, they're offering now a 2.5% gross revenue share, or a fee based on initial engagements. And the Unity Personal is completely no fee whatsoever. Unity Personal will never be charged. It will only affect games that are using the newest Unity engine that is being released in 2024 and beyond. So that's at least somewhat good news. But yeah, I just figured I'd give you guys a quick rundown of this as far as just to show you that things have changed since we were talking about it on the podcast. But back to the podcast. It's almost like, once you reach the deductible, then they start charging you.
It's fucking insurance.
That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like insurance.
It's kind of like an insurance model. Now, unfortunately, Unity has a CEO who has.
This guy.
Yeah, let's talk about this guy.
Right
here. We need to put him on the spot here because he's kind of getting a lot of flack for this, which he should.
He's a piece of dookie.
So, oh God, where is this guy at? I know we had him on the video we watched, but there he is. Okay. So John Riccatello, I think that's how you say his basically is the person that is responsible for this. It seems like I'm sure it's probably a whole board of people that are involved in this.
Yeah.
But he also was here
it is. Drum roll.
He was the CEO of EA Games.
EA Games.
Ooh.
So if you look at this guy right here, he looks like Jigsaw.
He looks like if you took Tobin Bell, who was Jigsaw and Saw, and mixed him with William Zabka, who's Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid movies and Cobra Kai.
Basically, he's trying to sweep the leg of all these indie developers. Is what he's trying to do.
I would put a bandana on him and
Oh, you should. That should be the. Yes.
It was just like it's just him telling himself sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, John. Saying it into a mirror.
Yeah,
sweep the leg.
Add some fees.
Add some fees. We'll make their money.
Oh my god.
Such a cash grab.
Okay, so I wanted to see. So oh my god. So his annual salary. uh,
No wonder he's trying to up the prices.
yeah.
You have to pay
His
him.
his annual salary is $844,000.
Look how much this fucker's net worth is.
Yeah, it's around $176 million.
Okay, he did lose some money. He must have made some bad investments. He was worth 1.4 billion in 2021.
Yeah, and that was at his peak and everything. So,
Yeah, he's not peaked anymore.
oh
showed.
my god. So this guy really like.
He
It's
is
funny.
a
His name is
short,
right there.
fat penis is what he is.
So he said in a quote, "I don't think there's any version of this that would have gone down a whole lot differently than what had happened." And this is
Well, yeah, if you're in charge.
it is massively transformational change to our business model. Yeah, of course it is.
It's kind of like, hey, I'm going to murder these people and it's going to change their lives.
Duh.
Like, because, this is massively transformational to the people I am murdering. Like, yes. Yes, because you did it.
So, Common is the studio head, and Nick Common. He actually says that the reputation has been harmed. He is the studio head and art director for a game called for a studio called Aggro Crab Games. If I can speak
Like
today.
Angry Crab.
Aggro Crab Games, which is using the Unity engine for their upcoming title, Another Crab's Treasure. He's worried he'll have to pivot a new game engine and throw away 10 years of experience in Unity. A lot of us have kind of staked our lives on these platforms, he told NPR.
Wow.
So he added, every time we start a new game, right, we have to make this decision on what engine to use, and that's a 3-year commitment. At the very least for us, in the next 3 years, they could make a handful of other crazy decisions that totally throw us off course or harm our sustainability as a business. So to see the attitude and ability to communicate and their decision making over the last week has just totally lost all their confidence, not just with us, but with most of the industry. And it's quite sad to see. That was a quote from Nick Common.
Yeah, Unity, whoever your board members are, by adding John Riccatello, you fucked up.
You fucked up
You
big
fucked
time.
up.
And just to add insult to injury in terms of John Riccatello, his past, this motherfucker, I'm going to say this motherfucker with confidence because it's such a stupid thing. If you guys have never
I know what you're gonna
this
say.
game,
I know what
this
you're gonna
guy
say.
and what he did when his time in EA as CEO, he proposed that people would pay money for bullets.
The second thing, and this is a point that I think might be lost on many, is a big and substantial portion of digital revenues are microtransactions. When you are 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're really not very price sensitive at that point in time. And for what it's worth, the cogs on the clip really low. And so essentially what ends up happening, and the reason the play first, pay later model works so nicely, is the consumer gets engaged in a property. They might spend 10, 20, 30, 50 hours on the game. And then when they're deep into the game, they're well invested in it. We're not gouging, but we're charging. And at that point in time, the commitment can be pretty high. As a personal anecdote, I spent about $5,000 calendar year to date on doing just this type of thing on our products and others. I can readily attest to how well it works. But it's a great model, and I think it represents a substantially better future for the industry.
1 cent per
Bullet. For first person shooter for battle. I think it was for Battlefield.
Battlefield's
It was for Battlefield. So yeah, pay per bullet. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I hate to be in an uproar about this, like, because everybody else is, but I'm kind of with
this
them on
fucking
this.
lame ass Scrooge McDuck just needs to go and just dive into his gold coins and leave everyone the fuck alone, man.
This Johnny needs to get his
Yeah.
ass sweeped out from the under him.
He needs to be the crane kicked right in the eye. That's what he needs.
So yeah, and hence why he turned in his resignation from EA in 2013 because they had the lowest fiscal year they've ever had in the entire company. And he was CEO. That says a lot. So, yeah. Don't let this fucking happen, Unity. If somehow any of you who work at Unity and have some kind of authority are watching this or listening, don't let this happen.
Yep.
Like, please revise this a little bit more. I understand you got to make some money because the yearly thing is not working out. I'm sure it's not giving you guys enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's inflation. There's things. I mean, yes, a rate increase is
Yes,
fine,
that's
but there
fine.
are better ways to do it.
Yes, absolutely. This model is not working out, and you're going to lose, I would say, easily 70-80% of your people. As far as like,
haven't.
if you haven't already like made them upset, you know, fire John Riccatello.
Yeah.
Hashtag John Riccatello needs to go. Sweep the leg, Johnny. That's exactly what he did. Sweep the leg, Unity.
Yep.
That's what it should be. Hashtag sweep the leg on John.
Then you have to watch our video to know what that means. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, Unity, you get your own problems. Apparently, NetherRealm Studios also has some problems because they released Mortal Kombat 1 to much, hype and good, good reviews and everything, but the Switch version, they released this thing on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
And do you want to guess how bad this is?
I have to guess. I've seen it.
we have looked at the memes are coming out like crazy. Like there's images of Johnny Cage like on the PS5 looking really good and really sharp to like melted wax looking versions of him on the
it
Nintendo
looks like-
Switch. I'll put some video going on
poof,
here.
right there. It looks like early PS3.
It does. It really does. And this is unacceptable.
No, I
And-
mean, for what the Switch is and the size and everything, the fact that I can do that type of graphics on a little handheld that's, doesn't weigh much of anything, it's impressive. But,
so
oof.
the reason for this, as far as why it looks so bad, and I'm just reading this here from the BBC. The BBC is really good in reporting this. This version that was sent to the Switch obviously was not completely done by NetherRealm Studios. It was done by
The same team that did the GTA Definitive Trilogy.
oh god, I hope not.
Rockstar.
It's Shiver Entertainment and Saber Interactive.
Never heard of
So they were the ones that helped port this over to the Switch. And obviously, my God, the biggest problem is that the Nintendo Switch version is still like the same price as the PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC versions. That's unacceptable. Like, and how it looks. If you've been watching here, you'll see what I mean. Like, easily.
It's right there.
Yeah. And I might even take up the whole screen so you can see how quality it is, for a while you hear us talk.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy, like, showing the side-by-side differences where
Yeah.
it switches from one to the other. How blurry.
Yeah,
And the
it's
frame
just
rate
blurry.
is just god-awful.
Like, there's literally moments of lag, and like as far as especially even just during cutscenes, like as far as before the pre-match, like
Yeah, I mean, like,
animations.
if you're looking at, like, say you have a Switch OLED, and they have like a 7-inch screen, is that right?
Yeah,
If you're, playing this on your screen on your Switch, it's not going to be that bad. But the second you plug that thing into the dock,
yeah, and
it's
see it on
gonna
your
look
TV,
like
your nice TV, and
it's going to look like a big cockadoodle poopy.
cockadoodle poopy.
Cockadoodle poopy. And you're going to wish that you bought the PS... What is wrong with you?
Sorry, that was pretty good.
But you're going to wish that you bought the PS4, PS5, Xbox versions rather than the Switch.
So,
What are you laughing about now?
So, head of NetherRealm Studios, Ed Boon, who is very synonymous with Mortal Kombat since the very beginning. He's one of the original creators of the game as far as the very, very first one, not just this Mortal Kombat 1 reiteration, but...
Mortal Kombat.
yeah. He is the original creator. He's like him and John Tobias are the original creators.
And Johnny Cage.
Not Johnny Cage. Even though they got Jean-Claude Van Damme as a skin for Johnny Cage. Which is cool. Van Damme seems to love it. Like he posted on his Facebook and stuff. So
Jean-Claude Van Goddamn.
yeah, God darn. No. But anyways, so Ed Boon actually took to Twitter and to like news outlets to talk about the situation as far as with the Nintendo Switch version, and says that this is absolutely going to be getting an update. That's his words. Like, they are going to work on it. Like, so NetherRealm just said Shiver and
They said Shiver Me Timbers.
yeah, Shiver Me Timbers, Shiver Entertainment, and Saber Interactive. They say, get the fuck out of the way. You're fucking things up for us. You know.
They're like, we need to call Johnny to sweep your legs
Yeah,
too.
yeah. We need to get CEO of Unity, John Riccatello, to sweep the leg on you guys. He probably can't. His hips are probably bad. But anyways, so coming straight from Ed Boon himself, he said, and a number of the concern of the issues have come up and will absolutely be addressed. It would have been ideal for us to have released the version that we absolutely wanted, but anything that we're finding a problem with is on our list and is going to be fixed. So that's good. At least they're trying to address the issue and they're taking responsibility. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Ed Boon because he's a pretty stand-up guy.
There's too much of this shit, though, man. It's like every time there's a game that comes out.
Like, the other ports are working fine.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, whenever...
It's just the Switch.
Well, no, but when Cyberpunk came out, like, oh, we're real sorry, we're working on it right now.
We're
Fix
sorry.
this shit before you put it out.
Is what I'm
It's
thinking
not
of.
that fucking hard.
You've seen that episode of South Park, right? Where it's like, we're sorry. You know, and then
We're
like...
so sorry.
I think that's what... is that like Comcast that are like as far as that they're making fun of in that episode?
I don't remember.
Like, and they're like, we're sorry, and they keep rubbing their nipples and shit, like, you know, because they love it when people hate them and stuff like that.
So sorry.
And they're like, yeah, they keep going, we're sorry.
We are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
We're so sorry. That's exactly what's been going on with some of these developers, like CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk, and now obviously Ed Boon's had to step in and say he's sorry about it, and like
We're sorry.
so just
So I can just imagine, you need to get a picture for our little thing of him like rubbing his nipples.
Oh my God.
With his face on it.
so
We're
I
so
will
sorry.
I will let this go. Obviously, NetherRealm will get in there and fix it. I guess they trust the wrong developers to handle the port. So yeah,
I'm sure they just worked with what they had. I mean,
they did. Yeah,
the Switch is very limited.
and for all we know, this could have been publisher Warner Brothers, as far as their hand, letting them handle the ports of that, where NetherRealm probably didn't have any hand in that.
I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows who's at fault here? But yeah, the Switch version is getting addressed and getting fixed. So if you have Mortal Kombat 1 and you haven't turned it in yet, or returned it for a refund somehow, I don't know how you did it, or some reason you have it downloaded to your Switch, just hold on to it. It's going to get fixed and patched. So
Yeah, and close this out. Ed said, fans that are thinking of buying this title on the Switch, that it will be supported like we did with Mortal Kombat 11.
which means 11 also had some issues.
Fix it before you put the fucking shit out. God damn it.
Handle it yourselves, NetherRealm. Handle it yourselves.
God damn, man. It's just...
It's like Thanos at the end of I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the actual special end credits for one of the Marvel movies. He's like, "I'll do it myself," and then he pulled. Yeah,
I mean, and,
that should have been NetherRealm.
A lot of people like, why do you like retro gaming? I don't like microtransactions. I like my games to be working when I get them.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I can grab a 30-year-old game and plug it in right now and it works and the thing's complete.
Well, for time's sake, we're going to move on from there. That's all that we need to know about the Switch version of Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
1. We've got also a new console. What? We've already been
What?
talking about this.
Another
Another
new
Atari.
Atari?
Yep. So we talked about last time the Atari 2600 Plus that is being released by Atari.
I want this. I want that.
You want this one too?
I would take it.
You take it?
Well, I mean, we know. Well, you guys may not, but you know, I like Ataris.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there
this is an interesting
There is
one.
a wall of
Ataris.
to my my right.
Yeah. And apparently, also, while Atari themselves are putting out their own new console, as far as the Atari 2600 Plus, they've also licensed out Atari as far as stuff for My Arcade.
Yep.
If you don't know who My Arcade are, they basically make these handhelds. You can get them at Walmart. They have like preloaded games, and they're pretty neat little handhelds. Little handhelds. But they also are now going to be making a new Atari console called the Game Station Pro, and it will now when it's released, it will feature over 200 games, including officially licensed titles that were originally released for the 2600, 5200, 7800, and the arcade. It connects to modern TVs with HDMI cable. It's powered with a USB-C.
Good choice.
Yeah. It's decorated with RGB LED lights, which obviously you'll be seeing here as far as what it looks like. It will allow users to create game saves and will ship with two. You actually will get two controllers to start with. 2.4 gigahertz wireless joysticks that include built-in paddles. It's kind of neat. Like, I admit it's neat. So if you want stuff like this, I'll actually play this video, see what it looks like.
Ooh. Yeah, we have to do it quietly.
Put it up on the screen.
Look at that. Look at that logo. Quietly, sir.
I didn't mean for it to go back to that.
Game Station Pro.
Yeah. It's kind of... I mean, it's a cool look. Ooh.
Look at that shit.
Look at that shit.
Looks a little cheap, though.
It does. It's got a trigger.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
That's kind of neat.
2 joysticks. Integrated paddle with 3 sensitivity settings.
That's so you can... Yeah. Tactile buttons.
So it looks like
Micro SD slot for additional saves.
It looks like it's modeled after... You don't need additional saves when it comes to this shit. I mean, how much space is it going to take?
I mean, of course, this is obviously like,
Yeah, it's completely
yeah,
fabricated.
but it's cool.
It looks like the Atari 2600 Junior to me.
Yeah, yeah.
For you, sir, that is this one right here.
Oh, okay.
It looks like this one.
Yeah, show it off.
That is this thing. So it looks like it's modeled after that, which is a 1987 Atari 2600 Junior.
Junior.
The father.
So the pre-orders actually are up right now. You can actually pre-order it from My Arcade's website, and it's expected to ship right on Halloween this year, October 31st. And it'll cost you $99 US.
I wouldn't mind having it. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. I hope to see it here so we can do a little review.
I would rather have the 2600 Plus because you can actually plug in games. And I really need to play Casino from the Retro Game Treasure Box.
Ooh. Yeah. Since, you spoiled that as first. Okay. Let's see. So now they also announced, as far as on top of that, just to add to this a little bit more. So they also have a micro player, which is a small handheld.
Yeah, I've seen people getting this one already.
A tiny arcade cabinet that is similar to others that My Arcade has produced over the past years. It's going to retail at $59.99 and will come a selection of preloaded Atari games. The Pocket Player, which is what I was talking about, is a handheld variant of this trio. It is also going to sell for $59.99. And, of course, the Game Station Plus, which we said was $99. And that's the one that will have a lot of stuff preloaded. So 3 products are being put out.
By My Arcade.
Yes. And in with conjunction with Atari.
It's kind of weird, man. We're living a really weird time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know the Atari VCS kind of came out and failed and nobody has one. I don't know anyone that has one. But now we're getting, like, extremely retro shit.
Yeah, we are. I think it's mainly because Atari is jumping all over this and really, like, coming out with this different stuff. Yeah, I mean, now seeing that at the bottom here, they're talking about, like, another page talking about the Atari Jaguar. I want to see a Jaguar re-release.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Preloaded with games and everything. Like, I want my Aliens vs. Predator
You know
action.
what I want to get? I want to get a Jaguar CD.
Yeah, oh man, I wanted it to work. That's what I wanted to do.
A lot of people refurbish them, so I want to get that.
Yeah, we should be able to talk about that at some point.
One of these days, we'll get a Jaguar CD. Maybe if I sell the Panasonic Q.
And I think that they're doing this in the right direction because it's not going to be the price that the VCS was.
No. The VCS is like $300.
Yeah, exactly. So this is something where I think they'll they'll make some money off of this because it won't be as a blow.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
price wise.
they were trying to create a little small computer that would. There's no way to compete with Sony and Microsoft. Or even Nintendo. There's no way. So they kind of scrapped that idea and they went back to what they know works, which is their retro stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, when you think of Atari, you think of the 70s and 80s, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You don't think of new shit. I mean,
this is why, you know, most people think of the 2600. I mean, but they were around in the 90s trying to compete, you know, with the 7800 and the Jaguar. And the Jaguar was like the last gasp, pretty much. And it was the first 64-bit console, even though it didn't really do quite 64. It did with some...
it didn't. No,
it could, but with some trickery.
I don't know why in the hell they called it 64.
Yeah,
it was a 32-bit console.
It was a whole marketing ploy is what it was.
But it was just... I don't know, man. It's like... When you think of Atari, you think of Pitfall. You think of Kombat. You know, things like that. You don't... I mean, how many people have even seen a Jaguar? Really?
Maybe in their dentist office.
I've seen people find
Not
those.
knowing that's what it
I've
is.
seen people find those things, then put their Jaguars inside of them, which is kind of cool as shit. So
just
for
put
what
the
we're
hardware
talking
back
about, whenever the Jaguar failed, Atari sold the molds to this company that was making dental equipment, and they used the mold of the Jaguar for like dental X-ray machines. Is that what it was? Was it dental X-rays?
That or
like
it was
imaging?
like cleaning?
It was.
Yeah, now
Look it up.
I need to know.
What type of machine was it? I know it was like a dental thing.
Okay, so it was a camera.
Okay.
It was
It was an imaging machine.
Yeah, it was an imaging machine. It was called the Imagine Hot Rod Dental Camera.
Show that thing.
Yeah, I want to show that thing. Look at that thing.
That's the goofiest looking fucker I've ever seen, man. Look at that.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. That's kind of funny.
But unless you knew it, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. And look, it's got the memory cartridge, which is the Atari Jaguar games.
It looks just like a game cartridge.
It is, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty good.
I would love.
Look, it says it's in stock.
I would. Really?
Yeah, it says $86.99.
Send me that link.
I gotta send you.
No fucking way.
But, you're like, no fucking
Anyway. So we are completely on a tangent. I don't know what we're talking about.
I'll have to find it at some point.
Yeah.
This looks very shady. I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, anyways, we've ran our mouths way too long on this, especially with Unity and sweep the leg, you know, Johnny.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
You sweep the leg, Johnny, because you're an idiot. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. As far as make sure to like and subscribe. Like the video, obviously, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified for new videos that come out, because we do have new stuff coming, as he said earlier in this podcast.
I am excited. We have a lot of shit in the works.
Yeah.
A lot of things we've been working on a long time with some help with some friends.
Yeah.
And so...
Sorry, I had that song in my head, like Joe Cocker.
I think he's dead.
He is dead, yeah.
But so within the next couple of weeks, hopefully around the time we release our next podcast, we'll be putting out that video.
Yeah. So, audio people, make sure you come to the YouTube channel. Again, like I said, like and subscribe.
Yep.
And if you want to keep listening as far as audio-wise, follow via whatever, platform that you're listening through, whether it's Spotify or Amazon or whatever you're listening through.
Yeah,
we
and
love you.
please hold on to the end, audio people, for the screams
No.
and scratches.
Oh my God. I am not putting that in.
I think you should. Anyway, we'll see you guys
Yes.
soon. And thank you for being here and sharing this goofy time with us and talking about assholes that are trying to sweep the leg out of the gaming
Oh,
industry.
make sure to comment about what's going on,
let
too.
us know what
So,
you think.
Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, what do you think?
And even more important than Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, and even more, God damn it, more important than the whole Unity thing, let us know if Julian needs to wear a hat or not.
Because I'm pretty tan between here and here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if I can get my words to come out correctly,
Yeah. I need a hat back on.
you need to do something.
I know. But yeah, anyways, we'll see you guys next time for episode 12, and yeah.
wrist is crackling. I can add that to the ASMR stuff. Crackling.